Hey, we're live. How we doing? How's it going, everybody? Welcome in Premiership Cup night. Things we love to see. What are we saying? Nobody in at the minute. That's absolutely fine. We don't mind. Should be a good game between these two. We've got the ball tracking up and running already for a different game. Don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Manrin. We are going to get onto the correct game in just a minute. What a few days for the rugby community. It's all been kicking off, isn't it? It's been a madness this last couple of days. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? That's the way it goes. Razzie, 2 months banned from all rugby activity, followed by a further 10 months of no match day activity. So poor old Razzie. It's not though, is it? It's not poor old Razzie at all. He got what he deserved a little bit. He tried to break the mould and got a bit burnt. Bless his little cottons. And he wasn't very nice about it either. Never mind. Right, let's have a look at the teams then this evening for London Irish, the home side. So we've got Ghanea and Willamese are 1 and 2, and Van der Merwe makes up the front row. Then we've got Munga and Knott in the second row. Steve Maffey, Pearson and Cracknell make up the 8. And just lost me thing, so let me just get that back. Let's just get that back there. There we go. Right then, on to the backs. We've got Ben White, Rory Jennings, Hassel Collins on the blind side wing. We've got Hepatema in the centres with captain Matt Williams. James Stokes is on the open side, and Henry Arundel is at fullback. On for Saracens then, into the front row. We've got Richard Barrington, Theo Dan and Sam Wainwright as the lights go out at Irish. Bit of a disco going on around here. We've got green flashing lights all over the place, and London Irish come walking out. It's Saracens coming walking out first. Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's like a boxing walkout these days now. As, what are they playing? Enter Sandman blares out around the stadium. At the community stadium, isn't it? Yeah, that's the one. Right, on to the Saracens' second row. Boone and Hunter Hill. Into the back row, McFarland, Toby Knight, and Captain Andy Christie. On to the backs, we've got Van Zyl, Manu Vunipola in at number 10. Not either of those two brothers, don't worry, it's not Mako or Billy. Here they come, here come the Irish. Racing out onto the pitch. Onto blindside wing, we've got Sagoon. 12 is Morris, 13 is Jackson, 14 is Harris, and fullback is a Batallino. As per Rugby Cup games, I recognise virtually none of those names. There's 1 or 2 I recognise, and that's about it. There we go. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Right. Craig Maxwell Keys is the man in the middle this evening, with Jamie Lee and George Selwood on the touches, and David Rose is in the truck. Right. Almost ready to get underway. Just waiting for that whistle. As always, ball tracking will be a little bit ahead of us. Just commentary team just saying how mild it is out there this evening, and it has been a very mild autumn. So here we go, time on. We're about 10 seconds behind the ball tracking, so that's not too bad this evening. And instantly, Irish knock it on from the kickoff, and Saracens retain the ball. And they go up through midfield. Theo Dan carrying up. All right then. This is going to be an impossible game to call because I don't recognise anybody. As a little snipe from the Saracens 9 gets him an extra couple of metres, and then the first mistake comes from the number 8 who knocks it on at the base of the scrum. Let me know as well what you're up to this weekend. What's your rugby plans this weekend? You've got a game. Are you playing? Are you going to a game? Are you watching a game somewhere? Let me know what you're doing, what you're up to. I'd love to know. We'll just get this poll out as well. And just get the scrum reset. Welcome in if you're joining us, by the way, on this lovely Friday evening. I tell you what I'm up to rugby-wise this weekend. I am going to Twickers tomorrow. Just a bit of a crap strike on that scrum, and we will have it reset as it pops straight back out the tunnel. Right then, so Irish squeeze that back eventually, and off the 9 goes on his own, and oh, it's almost picked up, but we are going to have a scrum, are we? No, we're not. We've got advantage. No advantage. We're having a scrum for the knock-on. Ooh, bitty start from both teams. I think that's the third knock-on of the game, and we're only 2.5 minutes in. Right. So this weekend, I'm off to Twickers tomorrow. I'm going to be one of the fans in the stands for England-South Africa. I cannot wait. I'm buzzing. And hasn't Twitter been a storm this week with it? Do you know what it is, right? It's a sad thing that nobody wants to play South Africa anymore. Not because of the rugby, but because of the social media. It's hella toxic, as Saracens just looking to play it a bit 100 miles an hour at the minute, but it's fairly effective. As they put the kick up in the air from halfway, and it's gone about 15 metres and then knocked on by Ollie Hassel-Collins. Wow. Ooh, well, they might come back and have a look at this, because it was a massive hit in midfield and it's definite contact with the head. No, not going to have a look at that. That's fine. Everyone's happy with that. Of course, if you're new round here, we are on the road to 850 subs. So do please feel free to drop a little tap on that subscriber button. And while you're down there, give a little tap on the like button as well. It really does help the stream out. Helps us get seen by the algorithm and all that good juicy stuff. So I would really appreciate that. I say we, like there's somebody else here, but it's not. It's just me on me Todd. It's me on me Todd in me shed. Let's be honest. Let's not beat about the bush. Right. So Saracens scrum again, just outside of the 22 in midfield, splitting the defence. And 8 picks up and swings that back to... Swings it back to the fullback. I can't pronounce that name, though. As Sam Wainwright carries forward. Saracens just slowed it down just a touch. They're probably not getting it as much of their own way as they would have liked in that first. And, well, it's a terrible kick. It's gone back 2 metres and straight to London Irish. It was almost like a training one when they say give it back to the other side. And London Irish will boot downfield with a kick of their own. As Obituyungo takes that and carries up to the 10. BS Rugby! Welcome in, buddy. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Living the dream. Friday night dream. Friday night under lights. How are you? How have you found the Autumn Internationals so far? How's it been going? I can imagine. I haven't had a chance to catch up with much this week. It's been so busy at work. But I can imagine you were less than impressed this week with Wales's performance against a 14-man Fiji. But there we go. Right, so box kick coming from Irish. As a Wales fan, well... I don't think any Wales fans were happy with that performance against Fiji. I think they're happy with the result, just not the performance. But, here comes Saracens again. And they're just looking to use one-up runners at the minute. Nothing flash, nothing fancy. They're just using forwards off of 9. And I say all of this, and there's some beautiful footwork from the blindside winger. Shegan, his name. Bouncing around, dancing and skipping through tackles. How do I see England v South Africa going? Through very bleary eyes tomorrow, hopefully. We'll have had a couple of jars and feeling merry and in the mood for it all. But I can see it being a very tense affair. I think the stands are going to be a little bit toxic if Twitter's anything to go by, which is not nice, but there we go. And I think it's going to be a South Africa win. Narrow win, but a South Africa win. That hurts. Anyway, Irish have got the penalty for holding on. Sebastian, good evening. Hope you're well. I am well, buddy. I hope you're well too. I'm living the dream. But welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Good turnover from Irish and won the penalty. Holding on. Just got the guy a little bit isolated. What's your tipple this evening, by the way, gents? I agree. South Africa 23-20. Oh, that is tight. Could a lack of Owen Farrell hurt England from the tee? I don't know. Anyway, I'm on the kangaroo piss, but I'd love to know what you're drinking tonight. What's your poison? What's your tipple? Fleshin! Welcome in, Fleshin. How you doing, buddy? Hello, mate. Got the kids here watching on the sly on my phone at the moment. You little legend. Thank you for joining us. Hope the kids are well. Hope you've filled them full of KFC and left them with Peppa Pig. I think Sarries will win this by 12, but more importantly, come on, you Quins. Are Quins playing tonight? Or is it tomorrow they're playing? I can't remember. It's a weird split this weekend, isn't it? They're doing mainly Friday nights and Saturdays. I don't think there's any games on Sunday from the Premiership Cup. I don't think. Alistair is in. No, Marcus has a pretty decent ratio. He does. It's just testing that boot at international level, isn't it? It's not the same as the Prem. Whilst I agree, he's got a pretty decent welly on him. I wonder how that little bit of extra pressure and that little bit more tiredness in his lungs, how that's going to affect him. Heavier legs and whatnot. We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow. What are our thoughts then, gents? Well, we've got a few of us here having a chinwag. What are our thoughts on the week's news? Razzie Erasmus. Fair shout? Conspiracy theory? What are we calling? As London Irish kick through and Saracens forced to exit poorly. And I say poorly. It's outside the 22 with the line out, and they're up in midfield looking for big, heavy carriers. Quins are playing Northampton tonight. They already have a converted try on the board. Let's go. I'd say Quins are going to win that because they've got a really good youth setup. Oh, it's a little bit of a chip over the top and into a very shallow in-goal line, and Saracens will get away with one there and get the goal line dropout. Yeah, Quins have got a good youth setup, haven't they? So you'd expect them to do well in this competition. They've got some good depth, same as Saracens. Plenty of depth there, mainly because they've thrown their checkbook left, right and centre and have brought after Premiership. I'm not bitter, promise. Anyway, after goal line dropout, and Irish back on the attack through Ollie Hassel-Collins. Monga up onto the 22 now. Irish got their tails up a little bit, looking to make a bit of a scene and get something out of this attack as they try and work a bit of a move, and it's not all that successful. So they go back to the forwards, carrying up. I'll bring you the names of the people that are carrying as I can, but I don't recognise most of these players, as is the problem with the Premiership Cup, because it's just the Shags Cup, it really, isn't it? And for Saracens, it's pretty much just their team that won the championship. But we got a penalty for Irish. And he's gone quick, looking to run into the guy that's not 10, and Saracens don't bite. Up now to about 7 metres out, but there's no scrum half as the forwards carry up again. And it's all been about one-up runners this evening. Can they hit the line at pace? That is the big question, as Irish just roll round the corner and round the corner again. So they try to go a little bit wider, but it's a bouncing bomb for Valencia to clear. An advantage coming for not rolling away. Irish 6 metres out now. So wrestled to the ground eventually by the Saracens blindside flanker. So no advantage coming, and we will come back for the penalty. Fancy 3 here, I would say. Looks like they're going to go to the corner, but I'd say take the 3 here. About 7 metres out. Looks like we've got a HIA as well. Yeah, they're going to kick to touch. Not sure about that. You've got to get some points on the board against Saracens. You can't be missing opportunities to take points. So, up and down and into the maul from the line out. Squeeze is the cry from the crowd. Fairly quiet stadium as well. And this is the problem with the Premiership Cup, isn't it? It's just not overly one you want to watch, and the maul collapses, and Saracens are able to hold that in, and they will have the scrum put in. Yeah, it's just not the one people want to watch, is it? We don't really enjoy watching second team rugby at the best of times. I mean, I'll watch old Pisporians under eights, but not like that. But you know what I mean. Just for the sake of watching rugby. In fact, in lockdown, I got so deprived of sport, I ended up watching marble racing on YouTube. It was amazing. And then I realised I probably got a problem. Right, Saracens with the scrum. Shaky team for Saracens. Welcome in, Caramel. How are you? I say long time no see. It's been a week, isn't it? Feels like forever since I see you guys. We need some midweek rugby. That's what we need. Marble racing is elite. Did you watch it? Marbula 1. It was the nuts. It got me through that whole summer. And then they went to Marble Olympics. And then I was sold. I was buying shares in marbles at that point. Right. So, Irish then with the line out just inside their own half, and it's a great line break. And it's going to be a try, surely. Surely he can't be caught now. Oh, he's inches short, and it pops out as the 9 arrives, picks it up, and slides in over the line. I say it's the 9, it's not. It's HARLEQUINS picking up the scraps, and it's a try for London Irish. We're ahead of the ball tracking. Let's go. I'm all good. Excited for tomorrow. Are you going tomorrow? Are you going to be there? If you are, I might see you. Because I'm going. I'm up in the gods. I'm up in, like, U or something. Block U. Which I've got no problem with. U38, I think I am. So I'm in the corner. At the top. I couldn't give a monkeys. It's going to be electrifying. What's your score prediction then, Caramel? What are you saying? It's a beautiful try from London Irish as I get the hiccups. No, I won't be. I wish I was. Well, I will keep you in mind while I'm up there. I will keep you in my thoughts. Right. So, the conversion. And you would say this is probably going to be an easy one, and it is. It goes over. 7 points. For... Oh, I say it's an easy one. He squeezes it through the right side upright. And London Irish have a 7-point lead. It's a great line from the open side flanker, and just gives it for the 13. 2-on-1 for the 13, and it's great tracking work from the Saracens 15 to make the tackle. Inches short, but HARLEQUINS is there to scoop that up and get over the line. Right, Caramel, 28-25 South Africa. I think it's going to be close. BS Rugby said 23-20. I think you're both around the right sort of area in the right sort of direction. I think it's going to be really tight. And here come Irish again with the through the fullback this time as he beats the first tackler into space, and then the 9 Arundel. That was Arundel with the run, and the 9 doesn't roll away, and Irish will have the penalty on their own 10. Scrappy start, which probably plays into Irish's hands a little bit more. It's very disjointed. Everyone's using one-up runners. There's not really much of a structured backs play to see just yet. And when they do open up, it's just run straight, run hard. And evidently, after a couple of phases of that, it all goes to shit, and we have a a penalty or a scrum. So happy for Joe Marchant making the England starting lineup, but not too sure how he'll manage on the wing. He favours some centre action. Yeah, I don't disagree. I think he's going to be all right. I think he's got his work cut out with Mapimpia's Irish 2 metres out, but he goes alone and gets isolated, and Saracens are able to get him to hold on, and the penalty goes Saracens' way on their own 2 metre line. Yeah, I would have played Radovan for sure. Radovan is absolutely magic, but isn't he injured? He's injured, I think. Or Malins. We were talking about this earlier in one of the WhatsApp groups I'm in. I think what they're doing with Malins is they're going to use him as the utility back. So I think you'll find that he comes on in a range of different positions with fresh legs. As again, the blind side flanker for Irish finds a hole. So yeah, I think that's the thinking behind Marchant over Malins, is that fresh legs with multiple positions he can play. Super sub like Joe Marler. You best believe that that Mohawk is coming on to cause some destruction. White tries to get the pass away, and a hands creeps out, but it's not Craig Maxwell Keys. His stays down, and the knock-on. Ooh. Oh, TMO's going to call it back for a deliberate knock-on. This should be. Ooh. This could be a penalty try. I think cover's coming in the shape of the 9. Right. We are going upstairs to the TMO. What do you think, though? Elliot Daly or Freddie Stewart at 15? Freddie Stewart all day. All day long. Right. So, oh, of course, yeah. So the referee's announcement is all going to be over the tannoy tonight, isn't it? So the fans in the stands can hear it. Yeah, Freddie Stewart over Elliot Daly, Caramel. I think it's better in the air. I think he offers a little bit more in terms of speed and accuracy. Yes, Elliot Daly's tried and tested. Yes, he has a monster boot. But for me, it's Freddie Stewart. Oh. Right hand slaps the ball. And it's a deliberate knock-on. So it's going to be a yellow card. And is it going to be a penalty try? Right, they're going to have a look at that now. While they're having a look at that, Carabao says, what about Smith or Farrell? This is another tricky one. I really like Smith. I really like watching Smith play. I think he's an amazing player. Is he ready for international rugby? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. He's a little bit too free and fancy. He's a bit of a Finn Russell. I think he's going to have some consistency issues on the international stage, which is why I would go with Farrell. But Alistair's all about Smith. Right, so there's no clean line through, so it's not going to be a penalty try, but we are going to have a yellow card. Agreed. I just wonder if Smith will cope under pressure. I think he'll cope under pressure in the next 2 or 3 years, when Quins perhaps win a couple more premierships or a European Cup as the Saracens 15 goes to the bin. I think his confidence will come with age, and his ability to cope under pressure will come with age. But I think at this moment, you're right, he's not going to have that that under pressure under his bag. Come on, boys. Smith is a man and learned a lot. Bocky tomorrow. So big test. Welcome in, Dallin. Yeah, no, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really close. But as a Bocky, what are you saying? Are you calling on a close game or an annihilation? I think there's a lot going on. There's a scrum penalty. Advantage is coming, and Irish are over the line again. It's been given. What are we seeing? Irish, 2 tries up, 12-0, out of nowhere. I think when playing a game against teams like South Africa, you want heavy-hitting players and strong runners like Farrell, Atoji, Underhill, Tuolangi, etc. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. We do tend to get sucked into the opposition's game plan when we do that, though. If you go and try and fight fire with fire, you normally just end up with more fire. And I think we've got to be a bit more fluid than that. A bit of play on words, and be able to get them on the outside. Match aggression, I reckon, is the best bet. Don't disagree. 3 out of 4 of those is not bad. 3 out of 4 of those. What are we saying? What are you seeing? People have woken up to attack is better than defence. I think I'm with you. Yeah, I agree. Do you know what? Watching the Rugby Championship after the Lions tour, just kind of felt for the first couple of games South Africa were involved in, it's going, well, was the Lions tour just that bad, and was the standard of rugby just that poor? Because if memory serves, they really struggled in those games. Dallin, if you remember, I'm on the fence with South Africa supporting England. Yes, I do remember. Yes, you're the Bock that lives in Manchester. Is that right? And that you're on the... Yeah, because you're on the fence in the Lions tour. I do remember you, Dallin. Because you were rubbing people up the wrong way. We loved it. I think the World Cup... was lost mentality, not physicality, to be honest. Any thoughts? The World Cup was just a lack of plan B, wasn't it? Plan A didn't work, and we didn't have a plan B to fall back on, so we just kept going with plan A, and it just kept not working. No, Oxford, sorry, buddy. Sorry, Dallin. Right. Okay. Don Morris carries up and wriggles like a fish on the floor to get our ball presented for Saracens quickly, and it's mighty effective. The guy in Manchester was getting well pissed off. That's it. Yes. Sorry. Yes. I do remember. That was jokes. But hopefully this weekend's not going to get that toxic. Because I can't be perfectly honest. I can't be arsed. I can't be arsed with having to Google translate suck your mum in Afrikaans again. That was a nightmare. Really put me off doing South Africa games, to be honest. But never mind. I mean, I like a mum joke. Don't get me wrong. I just like to be able to read it and not have to go and Google translate it because they ain't got the stones to do it in English. Right. So, just highlighting here something Saracens are doing. Or, sorry. You've heard our score predictions. What about yours? That's a great question. I think it's going to be 32-26. 32-26 is going to be my score prediction, sadly, in favour of South Africa. I think England are going to come a bit unstuck here. Although they were mighty impressive against Australia, so who knows? A bit more free flow in rugby might just be the key to unlock South Africa. We will see. I've heard all the English fans are going in Nick Berry masks because all the South African fans are going in Razzie masks. That would be so funny. Oh, I should have done that on Twitter. And White tries to go quickly off the scrum penalty for Irish. And he hasn't gone from the mark. So, yes. 5 of us in here. Let's go. Let's see if we can get a couple more likes on the stream as well. So if you haven't liked the stream, I'd really appreciate it if we could get a couple of likes on there. It really helps out our visibility. So that would be lovely. Let's see if we can get to 5 by half time. Oh, yeah. Razzie got banned, didn't he? Did he? I hadn't heard. Oh, God. What a drama that has been on Twitter. Do you know what? South Africa Rugby Magazine, right? Absolutely appalling behaviour in one of their articles on the subject. And this was a quote from the article, from the writer of the article. Yes, Nick Berry is a victim like Jeffrey Epstein is a victim. I mean, where on earth has that come from? Like, you're comparing a guy that refereed the first Lions test to a child sex trafficker. That's mental. That's next level. What was it all over? So it's all over the first Lions test. Razzie Erasmus released a 2-hour video criticising the referee and all of his mistakes, albeit only the mistakes he made against South Africa, not all of the mistakes he made, which there were a number for both sides, and threatened to release that footage to the media if he wasn't given a meeting, and if Nick Berry didn't join a WhatsApp group with the South African management team. It was pretty blatant blackmail. And Nick White granted the meeting, and Razzie released the tape anyway. Has he stepped down? No, he's just got a 10-month ban. Oh, it's another try. I wasn't looking. And it's another try for London Irish. 19-0. Wow. Right. Let me bring you the news on the try. Steve Mathie is the one that gets it down. So, little dummy off the back of the maul takes the contact. They're quick over the top of it. And Mathie, little show and go off the base. And somehow he's got through that hole. There's not really a hole for him to get to. So, a bit of lazy defending from Saracens. Oh, for God's sake, Saris. Good grief. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal if you're a Saris fan at the minute. But they've come back. They've come back from much worse than this. So stand by second half. As well, I think we've got all the regulars in this evening. But if you are new round here, and you like a bit of rugby content, you like a bit of a chinwag while we're watching the game, and a bit of alternative commentary. Maybe you're not Nick Mullen's biggest fan. I don't know. Drop us a sub. That'd be amazing. That would be awesome. 4 likes on the stream. 1 to get in the next 11 minutes before half time. Irish bringing the game to Saracens. Didn't expect this. I tell you what, their defence is on point. They are so quick off the line. Unbelievably quick off the line. Fair play to them. As the youngest Vunipola lifts that one up to the 22. And Saracens knock it into touch. Yeah, this is killing me. They tried to go quick, but it's been marked. And so back comes the young fullback for Saracens. End of the yellow card. We're just trying to work out if it was a knock-on by Saracens or whether it come off Irish into touch. So we are going to go back for the knock-on. Okay, time to think of some excuses. It's not our first team. It's the Premiership Cup that nobody really cares about. We hadn't spent any money on it. I don't know. There's so many. The best excuse is the honest one, isn't it? Irish were better. Irish wanted it more. That's certainly what's happening at the minute. Three converted tries for London Irish in the first half an hour of the game, and it's creaking again, and it's another penalty from the scrum for London Irish. Saracens just not able to hold their own in this scrum at all. Has anyone playing this weekend? Has anyone got a game this weekend? I'd love to hear about that as well. Luton is the club I coach. Dunstablians is the club I play for. The first teams have got each other in the league tomorrow, so that should be a good one. I'm a bit gutted I'm going to miss that because that would be a bit tasty. Local derby. Haven't played each other for a little while. And there is a wooden spoon on the line. Since the early 60s, both clubs have played for a giant wooden spoon. I'm doing it like this, like it's about 5.5 foot tall. I always find myself watching the highlights of games. My team lose, and then I always drift into the comments and leaving the comments wanting to put my head through my wall. Stay away from the comments sections. They're hella toxic at the best of times. I can guarantee you this will be Craig Maxwell-Key's fault or David Rose's fault. There'll be 20 comments in there at least criticising both of them, which is a bit shameful. But them's the breaks. As London Irish knock it on just outside of the Saracens 22. So Saracens will have the put in at the scrum. It's addictive. But so saddening. I know. You can't leave it alone. As well, once somebody gets your attention, oh, you're in there all night. I made that mistake last week. So last week, I got into all sorts of dramas over the Exeter Chiefs branding. Now, for the record, I agree that Exeter Chiefs branding is cultural appropriation and probably shouldn't happen. I'm fine with that. If people are genuinely offended, then people are genuinely offended and it should go. However, what I don't like is that we're only showing the side of the Native Americans that don't want the branding. There are 3 or 4 big groups of Native Americans, one of which is suing the state of Colorado, which is a bit mad, that want sports teams to use the branding and the logos and the warrior chants and things like that. But we've not heard from any of them in the media. It's just been a one-sided argument, and I'm sort of feeling now that the media aren't doing their job properly and showing a balanced view. That's all. You would think that I had put on a pillowcase and started burning crucifixes. It went a bit mad. Right, anyway, Saracens kick down field. Trying to find that 50-22, but Arundel is there to clean it up and bangs this into touch on halfway. Right, 5 minutes left on the game. And we've got 4 likes. Can it be done? Can it be done? Can one more like be done? I think my first mock exam is like 2 days after the end of the Autumn Nations. Is it really? What are you studying, Caramel? Toby Knight carries up for Saracens then, and they look to just reinsert that impetus, but good jackal from Irish, and the turnover was perfect, and then Saracens start trying to play the ball on the floor. Just as I was about to say, Saracens starting to just inject a little bit of pace and a little bit of impetus about their play, they balls it up. Film studies, sports science and history. That's a mix. What level is that? Is that A-levels, GCSEs? Film study, sports science and history. I'm guessing that's A-levels then, is it? Just the 3 subjects. Oh, interesting fields. But an interesting mix. Good luck in your exams. Be sure to leave plenty of time for the rugby as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, best of luck. Hope you smash it. You're going to be great. And remember, if you're not great, it's not the end of the world. GCSE, cheers. It's not the end of the world. People will tell you that these are the most important exams of your life. And they are. But as for the next ones, and the ones after that, and the ones after that, I'll be here. Great to hear. Yeah, don't get too hung up on it. Don't try and don't stress yourself out too much about it. Because in 10 years' time, they're all void anyway. By the time you're 26, they don't matter anymore. But they are important to get you into the A-levels you want to do, and then the A-levels are important to get you into the uni you want to do. And apparently, if you want a job at Aldi these days, you need to have a degree. So they're pretty important. But just not as much as your teachers make out. Right then. Up come Irish, and they can smell blood. As Rory Jennings then tries to smash it up himself. A beautiful offload from Naughton. White. And eventually it's knocked on the floor. Not again. No, not quite again. Got away with it. Got away with it, Caramel. So are you local to Saracens then? Are you a St Albans? You from St Albans or Harpenden or something like that? Is that where you're at? Or Watford? I'm trying to base the link. Wow. Yeah. So the initial Ben White goes into contact, does really well. The initial no, I'm Kent, so miles away. Oh. Fair enough. Just thought there might be a link there. Yeah, so first clearer tries to pick and go and then decides not to and ends up just throwing the ball forwards, which is not ideal. So Saracens with a scrum deep inside their own 22. Right. One new sub. Let's go. As again, Irish put the pressure on, and Saracens just about able to sneak out. I've supported Saracens since Kelly Brown and Charlie Hodgson days. Coached Charlie's kid once. Nice lad. Very switched on. Met Charlie as well. Also, nice lad. Massive biceps. I was quite surprised at Saracens kick the ball clear, and we'll have a line out for Irish. Yeah, really, I did. Yeah, lovely, lovely fella. Can't remember what his kid's called now. Something like Harrison or something like that. Coached Duplessis' kids as well. Francois Duplessis. Remember the younger one's name's ruined. This was years ago. They're probably adults now. What, they'll be... Yeah, they must be about 18 now. Both of them. Fun fact, I've been trained by Will Greenwood on Twickenham pitch. Literally not even joking. Oh, that's so sick. Like, that's a lifetime memory, that one, isn't it? As this game trickles towards half-time. 20 seconds left on the clock as London Irish have the put-in at the line-out. And, sorry, Saracens have the put-in at the line-out just over halfway. And they play away fairly quickly, looking to find some holes in that back line. And again, Irish with the penalty. They are super strong at the breakdown and their jackal technique is on point. But Saracens, you can't run in on your own. Dallin, 5 likes achieved. Let's go. Get in. Scenes you love to see. It's the little things in life, boys and girls. That's what I always say. That's why my wife married me. Oh, bit of a dodgy one there. Arundel took it on his boot. And he nearly got munched in trying to retrieve that. But there we go. Irish then kick this into the stands at the community stadium. And they will run off into the changing rooms at half-time. 21-0. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, crumbs. Got the burps from this beer this evening. Right. What is that they're playing? They're playing some dodgy music in the stadium. Okay. And when Owen Farrell was young, in his younger days, I think he was injured. My dad set up a half-time meeting with him, just him and myself chatting in a private room, which was just as cool. Yeah, it was. Nice. Owen Farrell, I was playing golf on a par 3 course that had a foot golf attached to it, just outside Harpenden, where he lives. And yeah, he played through on me. He absolutely spooned. Right, I'm not even frightened to say this because it's the wrong shaped ball, so it doesn't matter. He absolutely spooned his tee off, and I sniggered and got the filthiest look ever. I didn't mean to laugh. It just came out. I couldn't help myself. Right, half time, which means we're going to go and drain the main vein and get some more, get another beer in. So I will leave you with the old stataroos for a moment, and I will catch you on the other side. Do stick around, hit the like button, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in a little bit. We're back. Welcome back in, everybody. Oh, crumbs. Let's get that turned off. Wow, what a first. Let's have a little. Hey, let's go. 10 likes. Thank you so much, everyone. Wagwan Tom. How are you? Good to see you in. Are you about tonight on Discord? I don't feel like I've seen you forever. But nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. What a half of rugby. Let's see if we can get anything up on the tweet machine. Let's have a little look and see. Let's have a little run around. Oh, half time. Sale 15. Newcastle Falcons 7. Don't like that scoreline. Hopefully the Falcons can come back into that. 21-0 we know for Saracens. 14-19. Quins v Saints. Saints tearing it up at the Stoop. Didn't see that coming. No, there's no tries on Twitter. That's a shame. It's always nice when there is, but not tonight. It's only BT that show those, isn't it? Let's see if we can. Let's have a little look and see if they've put any up. Oh, we might have one. We might have one. Okay. Right. Let's get this back up. Right, so. Internet. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Right then, so. Let's break this down. It all starts from a line out. This was Irish's first try. Really, really nice line out. And let's have another look at that. They have absolutely sold the timing of that, haven't they? Saracens not even able to get up and compete. Get it down cleanly to the 9 and they're away. And then it's just here. You can see Saracens get a little bit dog-legged in their defence. And as a result, the flanker is able to open things up. Pretty much leaves himself a 2-on-2, but he's able to almost make both of those bite in on him, causing it to be more of a 2-on-1. And as he does, you think it's all over, but an amazing tackle, and then it squirts out the back, and it's in for HARLEQUINS to get the try. Fantastic first try, and a fantastic start for London Irish. There we go. Bit of analysis. We've got it all going on here. One of us. Who's one of us? Tom, I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. How much have you smoked this evening? But yeah, if you're about in Discord later, mate, let's have a catch up. I haven't seen you in ages. But yeah. So, what is coming up in the second half? I mean, I'm not writing Saracens off yet. That's for sure. Far from writing Saracens off. They are well within their capability to get back into this. Let's have a little look at the poll. What's the poll saying? 12 votes on the poll this evening. Bit lackluster on that one, but we'll take it. 42% of you think Irish have got this in the bag. 58% of you are saying Saracens will claw this back. No, Tom, I've no idea what you're on about, mate. I've completely forgotten. I don't know what you mean. Who's one of us? Oh, man. I hate it when you forget a joke. Never mind. My bad. Right. So, second half on the way. Very, very shortly. And 10 likes. Let's go, everybody. That's awesome. Take that at half-time. Can we get to 15 before the end of the game? Can we even make it to 20? That'd be insane. Have we got any new subs? I think we got one new sub as well, didn't we? Boom. One new sub. Happy days. Oh, I'm with you now. I'm with you now, Tom. Oh, whoops. Let's just skim past that, shall we? Right. I'm just having a couple of drinks, and my cousin at the moment should be in a couple of hours or so. Yeah, no dramas, mate. No dramas. No dramas, llama. Right. Oh, look at those flats. You'd love to be in one of them flats, wouldn't you? Just up behind the stadium. Couple of glasses of Chardonnay. Watch the... With a glass of Chardonnay, with a rugby on a Friday and a football on a Saturday. Happy days. I've just been... Yeah. Good for you, Tom. Fucking fraud. Oh, no. Right. We're back off and underway. Saracens then, with a kick that's almost charged down as Irish collect that just inside the Saracens' 10 and spill it forward. So... bit like the start of the first half, bit scrappy, bit bitty, and we're going to have an early doors scrum. 40 minutes for Irish to hold on. Irish won't mind a bit of a scrum time. They'll, I think, eke a couple of minutes out of the game, and backs can have a rest, forwards can have a lean on each other. And they've been bossing this scrum as well. Oh, and it squirts out the back, so we will play away. And they drive that up just over halfway. So Saracens with the ball as they go super deep and look to play this wide. Looking to stretch that Irish defence, see if they can get them moving and shaking as Knight carries up and makes a couple of extra metres. It did squirt out the back, Tom. That's a technical term. That's a technical term, Tom. Nothing to do with diarrhea, promise. Although, mind you, you don't want to be shoving the guy in front of you if he's got the squits. Where the fuck is your clips button? I haven't got 1,000 subs, mate. Sort me out another 190 subs and you can have a clips button. As up comes Saracens to the 22 now. Ben Harris with the inside line to carry it up. As the Saracens 13 stays down, and as he does get up, he's favouring that arm. I'll get you in on it. Yeah, like he was going to get me 2,000 Twitter followers. And got me 1. Right. Irish then. Then with the ball. I'll try and get back before you end. No worries, mate. Thanks for popping in anyway. I appreciate you. But don't take your like away, for God's sake. I see that. As Saracens then receive the kick and have another little gallop up, and this borderline seatbelt, so it should be a penalty. Yeah, advantage coming. As Vunipola picks one up off his ankles and fires it through, but we will have a penalty for not rolling away. And Vunipola just opts for the one near it, the penalty nearer the touchline. So we'll kick this downfield, and it's a decent enough nudge just inside the 22. So Saracens on the front foot. looking to make amends for a sloppy first half. Saracens with a defence this evening like a hooker's knees. A little bit of pressure and it opens up. Welcome in if you're just joining us. We are just having a little bit of a pause in the game for some run-in repairs, bit of tape being applied left, right and centre. If you haven't already liked the stream, it would be amazing if you could just drop a little like on there. Just to help support the stream, that would be awesome. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Hit that sub button. Right. So we will now have the line out for Saracens just inside the 22, and they go to the middle and set the maul, but Irish do a good job of sacking that, and a penalty is coming for Saracens. And no advantage coming, so we're going back for the penalty. Playing the man in the air, playing the lifter in the air. Right. Well, I'm not too sure about that one. I think that's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there, but never mind. Anyway, we've got some replacements. Off goes Wainwright, on comes Beaton, and the plethora of water boys flood the field, and 5 metres out now for Saracens for the line out. What are they doing here? 6-man, 6+1 is the line out option, as London Irish look to drive them towards touch and backwards, and Saracens forced to sack their own maul, do so effectively and retain possession. Harvey Beaton carries up to the 5. Advantage coming, not able to roll away in time, as McFarland carries up. 4 metres out now, Saracens, and you would say they're going to score from here. It's just a matter of when, as they spin it well wide, and he's done everything he can not to score it. Just in the nick of time. It's a floated 2-man mispass, sorry, all the way to touch, and he has to leap in the air and take it above his head, but he doesn't watch it all the way in and has to juggle it in the end. And as a result, Irish are almost able to get there in time. Great hands in the end and great ability to get it down to 21-5 is the current score. Sagan is the try scorer. Are they catching their handbags tonight or what? It was a bit of a touch and go on that one. Almost a shade of dildo fingers, wasn't it? As Vunipola fires this one off the post. So 21-5 it remains. Vunipola just fires that across, and almost Almost steps into touch as well. He's made massive hard work of that as Irish hit their bench with Godric Clark on and Parker on, both props. As Saracens receive the kickoff on their own 22 line, and they drive it up just outside, and they will form the caterpillar and slowly but surely work it to the back. As taken back in is called, and we're going to go back to the 22 for the out on the full. Right. Crikey. That was always going to happen. He always was looking to shape that towards the touchline, and he wasn't instructed before he kicked it that he'd taken it back inside, but it was bloody obvious because he had to roll it over the line to get it back inside. So that was a bit stupid from Saracens. But there we go. London Irish then want to turn the screw a little bit as they drive up inside the 22, but it's knocked forward, and Saracens will have the put in of the scrum. Wow. Fair play to Craig Maxwell-Keys. It's just getting a little bit of a complaint from one of the players, and he said, "Well, I couldn't see it from where I was," and that was that dealt with. Right then. Oh, there you go. The replacement prop at Loosehead is actually registered with Ampduel as this spins around, and Irish take it as Jennings carries up and gets clobbered in a chest on chest. Godric Clark carries up and eventually he's able to get that place back, but there was a jackler on the ball. Big drive for Irish now, just inches out, and they just look so much better as Arundel tries to get it over, but is driven back, and eventually it's Redmond in the corner. It's Redmond with the try, 26-5 to Irish, and they just want it a bit more. You know, they concede the try, they're bitterly disappointed, and they go straight down the other end and get one of their own. Great work from Irish, and they are absolutely dominating this scrum. Well, the home invasion is gone. What do you mean the home? Oh, the kids have gone. The kids have gone. I was like, home invasion? I mean, what are you saying, that London Irish are foreigners? What am I hearing? What is this? But no, I'm with you now. The kids have gone. The kids have had their KFC. They've had their pocket money out of flesh, and they are off to buy a bag of straws or Star Mix, whatever the kids are into these days. My 6-year-old is obsessed with straws, but that's mainly because I have them all the time. Sounds like an early exit for Sarries. Is it knockout, this cup? Oh, this one goes off the post as well. Is this straight knockout? Is it? I don't know. I don't tend to... I know it sounds really bad. I don't tend to follow the Premiership Cup too often. Mainly because it's the second teams, and I find them a little bit hard work. No, it's group stage, isn't it? Let's have a look at the tables. Saracens played 1-1-1. London Irish played 1-1-1. Ah, but is it only the top team that goes through? The son-in-law is half Irish, half Welsh. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. Oh. Interesting. As Shagan tries to get it away, and does he get it away in time? Yes, he does. Flag stays down. So Arundel will recover and try and work his way upfield. I meant game over, sorry. Oh, yes. You would say so. With what? 27 minutes left on the clock and 3 tries behind. Yeah, it's pretty done, isn't it? 21 points to get. But we'll see. There's time yet. As what have we got going on here? Saracens then win the line out. And up they come through midfield. Fleshen surprised at this score. I think we all are, mate. I think we all are. I didn't think London Irish were going to stand a chance. In fact, this afternoon when I was trying to decide what to do, I was hoping there was going to be a couple of options, because this wasn't the game I wanted to watch. Of the 3, I think Saints Quins would have been the better game to watch, but I had this scoreline the opposite way round. Oh, that's forwards, and Craig Maxwell-Keys lets it go as Saracens still have advantage as they work their way up towards the 22. Big runners and big shots going from Jennings. Picks him up, drives him back and dumps him on the ground, all legally. So number 5, the second row. Big shot from a number 10. Scenes you love to see. Anyway, the penalty. You would normally say Saracens go for the 3 from here, but given the amount of points they've got to make back, they have gone to the corner. I think they're about 7 metres out. It's not the best kick in the world, but it'll do the job. Just getting caught in, just not rolling away. That's the reason for the pen. So Crean on, Barrington off for Saracens. As it's up and down at the front and Maul is set as it starts to roll forward. 5 metres away now. Sebastian, got to nip out. Wishing you an awesome evening and a remainder of the stream. You liquid superstar. Thank you so much for dropping in, buddy. I really do appreciate it. It's a pleasure as always. As Saracens then tap and go quickly, and now they're just 3 metres out as they look to roll around with the forwards. Irish have been improving as the season's gone on. They've looked all right this year. They haven't looked too bad at all, and they've got some decent scalps under their belt as well, haven't they? Have they already beat Saracens? Did they beat Exeter as well? I can't remember. As Saracens still knocking on the door, but Irish with no answer. As I say it, it's floated over the top by Vunipola into the corner. And is it Harris? He's basically playing with one arm as the open side winger. As he, Ben Harris, his shoulder is in a lot of pain. And it looks like they're calling him off. But there was a hint of forward about this. So we'll have a little look here. As that's not the angle we want to see. That's not what we want to see in terms of a forward pass angle, but never mind. Never mind. We roll. We move. Conversion coming from Vunipola. As he fires this one from the touchline. And it goes through. So, London Irish 26. Saracens 12. Oh, that's so forward as well. That pass is horrifically forward. He's behind the 5 when he throws the pass. And the pass is taken in front of the 5. Never mind. 2 tries in it then. Right. Oh, could Saracens do this? Could this be like the... Wow. Comeback of all comebacks as Arundale goes up for the high ball. Completely misses it with his hands and bounces off his head straight to the Saracens players. So they retain the ball and they'll have another kick downfield as Hassel-Collins backpedals and secures it. And he runs forward into 3 players but gets the offload away to the replacement 9 from O'Sullivan. Munga. Saracens screaming their defensive set calls as Hassel-Collins finds a little hole as great steal from the Saracens prop, and they will kick this downfield looking for the 50-22. Was he inside? Is he going to get there? Wow. It was a bad bounce for Saracens. An even worse bounce for London Irish because they're under all sorts of pressure now in their own 22 as the forwards just set up a little drive to try and get a bit better field position. A bit more action in this half. 10 likes on the stream. 10 likes. Let's go. Can we get it to 15 by the end of the game? Is that even possible? I don't think so. But we'll have a go. We'll have a goosey gander, won't we? Right. So we've got just a little bit of time off. As some running repairs for one of the Saracens boys. Looks like a bit of a pain in the neck. There you go. Fun fact for you, Saracens were the winner of the forefather of this event. The Anglo-Welsh Cup 6 years ago. There you go, fun fact. Right. It's a nothing cup, isn't it? It's one of them cups that they just put on because the autumn internationals are on. And they need to have a break in the season. And they don't want to do the European Cups because all the best players are away. Just have a couple of weeks off, I say. I mean, it's good for the second team players to have a first team run out, but it can't be good for the clubs. Money grab. Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? As Saracens slip through 2 tackles and seconds on his way. Oh, is it deep into the 22 and he's caught? And Saracens now on the front foot as Irish scramble back into some sort of organised defensive line. Yeah, fleshing it. Feels like a massive money grab, mate. Except for they're virtually in empty stands. As Saracens knock it backwards. And a penalty coming for Saracens. But they might not need it. As they go in the corner again. Surely not. What am I seeing? Ben Harris again, this time on the other wing. Oh no, they drew with London Irish last time, didn't they? Oh. What is going on? Oh, excuse me. Saracens just seem to just be finding a way to go through the gears and just open up. Both passes looked very, very flat. Wow. On the touchline. TV probably demand the games. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. It can't be doing good viewing figures though. As this one slides wide as well from Vunipola. Right. 18 minutes on the clock. It's a 9-point game. It's a 9-point game. I don't think my little art can take a 21-point comeback. 18 minutes for London Irish to survive as Jennings is going to get us back underway as Hassel-Collins goes off, one of the try scorers, and Atkins comes on as Saracens find touch from the kickoff up to just short of halfway. Right. Don't forget, of course, the conversation doesn't finish here. We've got a little Discord going on, haven't we? We have a little Discord. We have a little chat in there every now and again. So come and join the guys. Don't be shy. Come and say hi. The more of us that join, the more conversations we'll have, which will be amazing. And here is the link to the Discord. There you go. So if you want to join the Discord, there's the link. And yeah, come and join the conversation. Right then. Christie drives up now then, and Saracens looking to find some space in the backfield as it bounces awkward for Arundale, and he skips out of the one tackle, then the second, before the third and fourth clobber the life out of him. And on that, they'll kick away for Segun to carry. Sorry, not Segun. Obatoyongo. As Saracens break through a hole. He's got a one-on-one and he trips and falls into the man. And Irish trying to counter-ruck and disrupt to give themselves time to reorganise, and not very successfully, as Saracens then drop a little dink through, and Crean has done himself some damage there. He's slid through to collect the ball, and I think somebody stood on the side of his knee. Prospects of you getting a Bok tramp stamp. I mean, I don't want something that permanent. I tell you what. If we get 50 likes on the stream on Saturday, and we get and South Africa win tomorrow, I'm going to go tame to start with, because these things only ever escalate. These things only ever escalate, right? So I'm going to go really tame to start with. So I want 50 likes on the stream on Sunday, if we're able to stream on Sunday, because that'll be an international one, so that's not too much of a stretch. 50 likes and South Africa beat England. I will I will tweet Razzie is right and change my Twitter profile picture to a picture of Razzie Erasmus. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do on Sunday. There you go. Haggle with me. That's my offer. What do you say, Flesham? I'll even go as far to say like something stupid like the conspiracy's real. Right. Okay. Saracens then with the scrum. No, don't do that. I'll get shot. Because South African fans would just recognise instantly that I was talking out my backside and trying to take the mick out of them. Dallin, fair play. I mean, I'll do something tame, but I'm not going mental on the first bet. Because that's a big ask to go for a box tramp stamp tattoo for 50 likes. I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I'm that desperate yet. As Saracens then have step up the pace a little bit and they get into the 22. McFarlane then slips out of the first tackle. Clobbered in the second as Vunipola wants to have a little run up. That's great hands from I'm not sure who. As advantage is... he's knocked it on over the line. I was just about to call it. And I just thought I would just want to wait a second and then I'll call it back. There is an advantage coming anyway, but he's knocked it on over the line. The number 8 for Saracens. He was in and it was going to make it a 2-point game. He's asked to check the grounding. Yeah, and he just can't hold on to it in one hand. And as he's reaching out, it goes down, but that's a beautiful offload in the play before. Great work from Saracens. What a comeback for Saracens to keep this alive, get the points. You'd think, wouldn't you, put 3 points on. Atkins then, who was just recently subbed on, is really struggling. So wait, what are they doing? Right, so Arundel's going back to fullback and they're bringing on a forward who they're going to put on the wing. Oh, that's not good. So Arundel is going to go back to fullback and then the incoming forward, number 19, I can't remember who that is going to go on the wing. Yeah, Dallin, with one try needed. It is one try needed now as those points go through. It's 26-20. But then a little bit of extra defence on that wing. Just not going to have the same pace, is he? But if he can make sure that he doesn't get caught in a 2-on-1, he should be all right out there. As Irish still hold the advantage for the high tackle and no advantage coming, so they will come back for that. And just take this opportunity to get further down the field, wouldn't you? On the 10, it's a little bit far out to go for the penalty, for the shot at goal. So you would think that they are going to go to the corner and try and turn the screw, make this last as long as they can. I say that, and the tee is on. This is a big old kick. What's the time on hand now? So the clock in front of me reads, on the TV, reads 70:50. So we're pretty much on track with the ball tracking, bar a second or two. So that time on your screen is correct. And they are going for goal. So he's got 90 seconds on this as well, hasn't he? So he's had about 40 of them now. As a hiss of hush goes down around the community stadium. Oh, he's smashed it into the post. He had loads of legs on it. Oh! And Saracens then will retain the possession on the 18-yard line of the football pitch. Oh, cross your fingers, cross your toes, Saracens fans. You're still in it. As they look to exit downfield, but it's not a very long kick, and Orendale knocks it on. And Saracens then retain possession and carry up. That would have been the winner. Yeah, probably. 8 minutes to go with 2 scores required. Yeah, you'd think that would have probably put it to bed, but not to be. It's still a 6-point game. I tell you what, if they get another one in the corner, huge pressure on Vunipola to knock it through. As Goodrick Clark carries up, and Irish now set the Caterpillar. 7.5 minutes left on the clock, and they look to kick fairly short to retain and compete. But Obitoyumbo is there, but he is brought down just inside the 10. Christie carries up then. As fraction high, and Craig Maxwell Key's arm twitches, but doesn't come out. No advantage yet. Not a bad game for a nothing cup. It's been alright, to be fair. It's been scrappy. It's been a bit bitty. The quality that we're used to isn't there, but it's not been a bad watch, to be fair. I thought this was going to be a drubbing. I thought this was going to be a difficult watch, but it's been alright. It's not going to go down as the history books of one of the best games of rugby you've ever seen, as London Irish sprint up to the halfway through their 13. Cornish then carries, and it's almost held up by Vunipola alone. And Jennings spots the space in behind. He's gone for the 50-22. He's got the 50-22. Oh, drama. He just had a little look up, clocked that there was no space. Oh, Jennings. Oh, it's carried back, so it's not going to be an Irish ball. It will be a Saracens put in, but the idea was fantastic. And the execution of the kick itself, perfectly weighted. So, Saracens will just dry this ball off, as the touch judge just invites the Saracens hooker to come and get on with it. So this clock ticks away now. Just 5.5 minutes left. A lot better score than the first half one. You're not wrong, buddy. You're not wrong, Dallin. It is Dallin, isn't it? Saracens have woken up. I think they probably thought this is going to be a bit of a walkover again. And it's gone wrong again. As Arundel tries to put this one into the other corner. And Otiumbo beats the first tackler. Needs another 2 to hold on to bring him to ground eventually. Vunipola spots the space out wide. It's a great catch from Harris. Steps forward on the wing. And just about is able to work back in field. And Irish are able to reset their line just outside of the 22 now, and Saracens chuntering up. Yeah, you got it right. Oh, nice. Darling. Awesome. And Irish get the turnover, and there is an absolute roar from the players. They are buzzing about that one, as are the fans in the stands. 4 minutes, 8 seconds on the clock as the what are a few fans in the stands really come to life there. As Nick Mullins says, calls them the noisy London Irishers. Wow. Okay, right, we're just having a bit of a breather while we get some bits and bobs fixed. And the clock is off, so just a little pause in play as we've got 4 minutes left. So we've got 6 of us in here, and I think it's about time that we just ask that question. Who's your man of the match? I'll tell you who I'm going to give it to. And at the minute, he's not on the winning team. But he hurt his shoulder in the first half, and he's battled on, and he's battled on, and he's scored himself a couple of tries. So I'm going to give it to Ben Harris of Saracens. That's my dick of the day, which is our version of man of the match, if you didn't already know. But we'll see who BT give it to. Fletcher, what's your thoughts on the Aussie League 50-22 law? I quite like it. I think it pins back wingers and fullbacks, which opens up the defensive line a little bit, and it just makes for a bit more of an exciting game, as that's a great grubber kick through, and it goes out into touch on the bounce just outside the 5, but Craig Maxwell-Keys is pulling all of this back for a penalty on the halfway line for sacking the maul. Wow. Could argue that kicking the ball away like they did in this position was advantage over, but there you go. As Irish change Maffey off, more Iono on. And Maffey leaves the field with a limp as well. So as he applauds the crowd as he takes his seat. Yeah, I like the 50-22 law. What's your thoughts on it, though? Right, so the kick to touch, not a great one. It's outside of the 22. It's a long way to drive down. 2 minutes 20 on the clock. Could we get a 2-minute maul out of them? So they do get down into the maul. It's gone backwards. And Saracens have given away the advantage. So Irish look to fire it wide. It's a half a pitch miss pass. It's a 35-metre miss pass, and it gets intercepted, but we'll come back for the penalty. Just a little bit of smart play there, just looking to spread the ball as far away from the penalty spot as possible, and then get it all called back. Match stats: penalties conceded 5 for London Irish, 13 for Saracens. Discipline a big issue. And time on shot at goal with 87 seconds left on the clock, so they could technically run this down. Down to the wire. Well, basically, it doesn't matter what happens here. He's just got to slap it into the stand. Don't get it anywhere near a post. Do not leave an opportunity for this to be left on the field. Oh, no matter what happens, there is going to be 20 seconds left on the game. It is only 60 seconds now, isn't it? I forgot they've shortened that penalty kick time from 90 to 60. So there will be 20 seconds left on the clock as Jennings boots this. It's hit the post again, but it's gone through this time. Oh, good gravy. We are going to have a kickoff as Jennings smiles. It's better than the goal line dropout where you're 50 metres closer, aren't you? As Vunipola looks to go fairly short. And Harris again gets there first with his one arm. And he's caught in the air and he's in a lot of pain with that shoulder. He has absolutely battled through. And now Saracens have a line out 7 metres out. But irrespective of what happens now, they cannot win this game. We are in dead time. Oh, what's going on here? Maxwell Keys shouting for 6. No, just wants to tell him to be more careful in the air. And Irish win it. Irish win the line out. Caramel, sorry, had to do revision. No worries, Caramel, man. Get that revision done. Make sure they're mocks. Get yourself some A stars. Did that go forwards? No. Craig Maxwell Keys is happy with it. And Leicester, London Irish, run out the back and boot it into the stands. And it's all done and dusted at the Community Stadium. London Irish victorious over the Saracens. 50% of you thought that Irish would do it. 50% of you thought that Sarries would do it, obviously. But it's all done and gone. Pissing out 29-20. Almost pulled it back. Hey, at one point, I thought you were going to run. Saracens were going to run away with it. Mate, thanks for the game. Really. Sorry. Mate, thanks for the game. Enjoy tomorrow's game. Yes, I will. And you, whichever side of the fence you end up on tomorrow afternoon, enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, rugby's the winner, isn't it? Right. Oh, what we got here? Narbonne Colomiers. Oh, it's French D2, isn't it? Yeah, enjoy the game tomorrow as well, mate. It's going to be an absolute blast. Keep an eye on Twitter. I might post a cheeky little video on Twitter tomorrow, just walking down to the game. Why not? Because I can. Because I'm that kind of guy. Right. Have a lovely evening, everybody, and a great day. Yeah, we had better win, or my weekend will be pretty shite. That's fair enough. Enjoy. And you, Caraman. We'll see you soon. As always, then, all that's left to say... Oh, Tom Pearson got man of the match, by the way, from BT. Yeah, have a great game tomorrow. Cheers, Fleshing, buddy. As always, face down, ass up. That's the way we like to ruck. We'll see you next